You're watching a classic episode of Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World Television.
I knew there'd be one right there.
Forget E equals MC squared. There's only one equation that serious bass fishermen care about. Grass equals bass. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better fish holding cover than aquatic vegetation. So what did Outdoor World Television decide to do? We decided to devote an entire segment to grass fishing. We've gathered together some of our top pros to show you how they approach fishing aquatic vegetation. Let's get started.
There.
All right, Kevin. Right on, Kev.
2001 Bassmasters Classic champion Kevin Van Dam knows a thing or two about fishing grass. He's grown up fishing the vegetation-laden lakes of Michigan and has developed an uncanny ability to catch bass from this form of cover. Today, we join Van Dam on the California Delta, a fishery so full of aquatic weeds it resembles a massive salad bar. Kevin's joined by good friend and California native Mike O'Shea.
I know it.
California Delta is, probably one of the greatest fisheries, definitely on the West Coast. It's got tremendous numbers of fish, and on any pitch you could catch there was an 18 caught here last year, so, you could catch a world record bass, but you catch numbers of quality fish here too, and it's fun fishing too. It's real shallow. You can see all the tules in the grass, and it's massive. This is a place you definitely want to have a GPS to get around, and you can get lost in it. It all looks the same, but it sure has a lot of fish, and we're gonna see what we can do to catch a couple of those big ones for sure.
Bulrushes, or tules as Californians call them, provide an excellent sanctuary for bass. Kevin and Mike pitch their offerings to the outside edge of the tules. As the tide pulls the water from the delta out to the San Francisco Bay, it moves bass to the edges of the vegetation, where anglers can easily exploit them.
There he is, Kevin. Right there. Oh, see, they love that red shad craw too. Kevin's one of my favorite baits here.
Pitching the grass is without a doubt a deadly technique, if you do it right. For this style of fishing, the proper presentation is crucial to success.
The key to any flipping or pitching presentation is your bait has to sink to the bottom on a slack line. That's how you get the best action out of it, and it's going to fall straight that way. If you're flipping something that's 3 or 4 foot deep, if you pitch it out there and your line's tight, your bait swings back towards you. So you want it to fall naturally and straight down right at the target. So I always like to finish my pitch with my rod up at about 11 or 12 o'clock. That way I got plenty of slack to follow that bait down all the way to the bottom.
As the tide turns and begins to come in, the bass are pushed into the tule fields. Now what do? Well, you go right back in there for them, of course.
There, he's got it. Got it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, Kevin.
He wanted pumpkin chartreuse.
Yeah, he did.
That's a good one right there.
Yes.
Woo Daves loves to fish aquatic vegetation, and it's not surprising, considering the 2000 Bassmasters Classic winner lives near the grass-infested Potomac River. Woo's honed his craft on the Potomac, and will show you some of his tricks for pulling bass from the grass.
I like to fish the pads when the water's up a little bit and it starts to fall. And you've got a lot of stems and stuff here, and up in this shallow water, I think it draws some heat and everything, but it gives the fish a good shady place to get under and hide, especially in the middle of the day or on a bright sun day like this. Right now, when we got bright sun, they'll pull up in here. And as this water falls out later today, pulls the fish out from in the middle of the pads where it's too shallow out to the edge, and fishing usually even gets better.
Woo's flipping a Texas rig Zoom Baby brush hog into the pads. Daves has chosen to downsize this style of creature bait to appeal to the sluggish bass. After catching his share of padfish, Boo moves to a large grass bed known for producing numbers of quality fish.
Good one, too. There's a nice 4-pound fish. See how thick and healthy he is. We're on low tide right now, so I'm just concentrating on the very outside clumps of grass where the deepest water is. We're under a cold front condition, and I'm trying to use real subtle bait here. It's just a little zoom centipede with a light sinker, 10-pound strand line. I'm just throwing it over there and letting it sink down by those grass clumps and wiggling it through there real slow. Oh yeah, oh yeah, another nice grass fish. Hey, under daddy. Look how fat that one is and healthy. Not quite as big as the other one, but still a pretty good fish for a tournament. I'd like to have them to weigh him in.
Toledo Bend Reservoir is the biggest man-made body of water in the southern United States, and it's known to bass fishermen as one of the greatest grass lakes around. Just ask veteran pro anglers Tommy Martin and Stacy King. When it comes to producing numbers of quality bass, the Bend is hard to beat. It's March, and big female bass are staging on grass edges ready to spawn.
Boy, he's fat. That's a fat Toledo Bend chunk right there. Look at that.
Keeping your boat in the proper position is really important. I'm trying to keep the boat out over the hydrilla grass in 6 to 7 feet of water, and what I'm doing is watching my depth finder and make sure I'm staying in 6 to 7 foot, and I'm watching for the hydrilla grass on the depth finder to make sure I'm over it. And then casting the Carolina rig up on these little sandy points and working it, casting into 4 feet of water and working the lizard back to the inside edge of the grass very slowly. And once I make contact with the grass with my sinker, I'll sit there and shake the Carolina rig until we get a strike.
There's one. Boy, it's a pretty one.
How about it? That is a nice one. He come out of the grass, he's a little bit deeper out there. Ate that lizard. What I'm doing is traveling along an inside grass line, and there's a little sandy area between the bank and the grass line. And I'm casting that bait up on that sand, and I'm dragging it real slow back to the edge of that grass. I follow the grass line with my depth finder, and I drag my Carolina rig back real slow to the edge. Sometimes I just kind of sit there and shake it. A lot of people have a tendency to work it too fast, and you can do that if your fish are real aggressive. But if they're sluggish like they have been today, you've got to work it slow, shake it when you get to the edge of the grass, and that's where you're going to get a big bite. Oh, that's a good one. I can feel him shaking his head. There he is. Oh, that's a big one. Come up here. Now, come on, let go. Sir, look at the size.
No other form of cover provides a better sanctuary for bass than grass.
No ticker going, I love it.
Our pros have shown how productive aquatic vegetation can be. So forget about E equals MC squared. Grass equals bass is the most important equation to bass fishing.